Okay, I think I'm reconnected. How did the crowbar go? Crit condition on stunned enemies. Okay. All right, I tell you. All right. I told you that it might drop there. It always does that. Ah. Well, it doesn't always do that. It does that very frustratingly inconsistently, one could say. But, you know. So, stuns. What Yeah, I'm back. It's just... you know, I told you that it's like, if I try to do anything else on the internet, my internet will just kind of drop out sometimes, and that includes things like trying to update games. All right, let's do this for real this time. Okay. Start this one up. Oh, here. Okay, start this one up in 5, 4, 3, 2. Aside from the Tentacle and Swarm, Crowbar has also been changed in this update, which is why I wanted to do another run with that here. So I just only have Crowbar unlocked in the melee, but to try and get the most out of this, I want to get as many things to stun as possible. So maybe something like Stun Grenade could be a little bit more useful if I decide to go more of a survival or tactics route, but that also depends very highly on me finding the right color of item to make that work. Let's try that again. What's the best weapons and items in the game? Oh, I would say, I still think, God, Money Shooter in the last update is absolutely fantastic. Like, that's a super, super good weapon. And Hokuto's bow is still very good, especially in this alpha. I don't think that's going to be a consistent thing, though. What else? Just good secondary items entirely. Any sort of turret is going to be very good, but also, of course, stuff like Poyo Power, as you've seen, is like very, very powerful. Like Mushroom Boy and the Owl, also very good as like secondary items. Things like the Giant's Whistle can be extremely powerful against single targets, and that includes bosses. It also hits anywhere on the map, regardless of what you're doing. Used to be vampirism, but, you know, late game vampirism. But I guess not so much anymore. I don't know, anything else? Just like shields. Blood Shield is always a very good option. Does a lot of damage. Thunder Shield, same thing. Rampart is some of the best defense that you can get in the game. But yeah, those are kind of mostly what I would say. Stacking up, you know, damage over time with the Alchemic Carbine, and like I said, the Hokuto's bow combo is very good. The Electric Whip, I want to say, is still very, very good too. But the Money Shooter just does so much damage at this point in time. I want to say that's probably the one that I would suggest more than anything else at this point. Like to play with the abilities, not much of a turret. Well, then I would probably say, yeah, Poyo Power, like I said, definitely very powerful. But like Lightning Rods has worked out really well for me in the past. I think Corrupted Power is just a nice upgrade in general. Crow's Wings, obviously very powerful, but only in like specific circumstances. Yeah. Oil and Fire Grenade, also a pretty good combo too, if you want to try and go for that. Grenades, though, I usually just use on regular enemies. I feel like they're never really as good against bosses, which are, of course, mostly what I'm building towards. Don't understand vampirism. Every time I take it, every time I use it, it takes me to 1 HP. Oh, not even anymore. Oh, wait, you're right. The game's going to crash. Now it just takes a percentage of your HP, but gives you life steal for a certain amount of time. But the life steal and the amount of HP it takes away are very, two very different amounts of two very different numbers. I feel like you have a hard time even healing up from the amount of health that you lose using the vampirism in the reworked version. Like, yeah, previous version. Oh, yeah, Face Flask, of course, also pretty good, just because of Vengeance, and the Spite Sword, everything like that. Lot of good ideas there. It's not as overpowered as it was before, though. And yes, it's all the ranged weapons that I named there because, well, ranged weapons are more powerful than melee weapons, Shows the new texture. Texture? I don't know of a new texture. Anyway, let's go start like an actual proper episode here. I guess like 4 melee, Spite Sword's very good. Frantic Sword is very good and very easy to get working, especially on high cell difficulty with the melees. I said Spite Sword, but I meant Sadistic Dagger. Sadistic Dagger is also like a lot of damage and pretty easy to get damage. Most melee weapons just work well in their own right. Because like Bone is quite powerful, Maw is quite powerful. Like the Gold Digger is quite powerful. Some of the other ones, pretty much anything from the crossover update, except for maybe the Hyper Light Sword, is extremely good. Katana's great. Rhythm and Bazooki's great. The Hayabusa Gauntlets, also very easy to fulfill critical condition. Giant Killer, good for bosses, not so much for anything else. Torch is very fast, can put down a lot of stacks of burn. If you got any sort of synergy with that, works well. Pan, same thing. Yeah. New graphic of the game, Ariel? I don't know. Oh yeah, I suppose like probably maybe a little bit of an underrated weapon. Seismic Strike is actually really effective at taking down stuff. Nutcracker much like Maw. I like Maw more. If I was gonna choose between one of the two, I'd say Maw over Nutcracker. It's like those, but ultimately, I think if you're talking really, really powerful runs, you just want to use like ranged weapons more than anything else. Those are the best ones. Still hate that vampirism has nothing to do with bleeding. Yeah. I mean, vampirism is supposed to be lifesteal. That's the idea, even though it does look like a drop of blood. I mean, previously it did do stuff like causing enemies to bleed around you. Oh man, there's so many different... Vampirism has been changed up so much since it's been introduced. It's so ridiculous. If you could just buy one DLC, which one would you choose? I would probably go with the Bad Seed one. I think that one, just in general, it's a lot of early game stuff as opposed to late game stuff, so it's things that you'll probably end up seeing a lot more. And you get stuff like Scythe Claw and Mushroom Boy. Come on. Can always take me to Moisty Mire. Yeah, but not Loot Lake. I don't know what any of these places are in that game. Why wouldn't you want to go to Loot Lake? It's got loot in it. Moisty Mires sounds terrible. This sounds like a very unpleasant sort of trip to be taking, I'll be honest here. But then again, we can look. We can all go and try and dissect the lyrics of Chug Jug if we want to, and I do. But like, yeah. Gotta remember, I know very little about Fortnite, and the only Fortnite that I would probably even be interested in playing is Fortnite Save the World, not even like the Battle Royale. And I saw that they were doing like an advertisement as of late of like, oh man, now Fortnite with no building. That's right. It's a value add that we took out content. Wow. Why all the names alliterations? Well, in the past for like a comic creators, they would usually have the names of characters be alliterative so they were easier to remember. You know. What's new in the alpha? Same thing that it was before. A lot of reworked items. Today we're going to be taking a look at the crowbar. And maybe also Wings of the Crow, just because... I don't know. no, let's not do that. Where can I find the Symmetrical Lance Showcase? Yeah. Anyway. Symmetrical Lance Showcase. Oh man. Being on stream for the first time is an awesome feeling. Thank you again, Doc. Hey, and thanks for being here. Once again, always happy to hear that I'm making somebody's day better, even if it's just in a small way. Though it sounded like it was more than a small way there, so it's good. Anyway, let's actually go start this run already. I've been stalling it out long enough. By the way, nobody actually told me what Loot Lake was and what the difference is between and why you would not want to go to Loot Lake. Come on. I need answers here. How many channel points Symmetrical Lance? You're going to have to pay actual money for that. Not after the last Symmetrical Lance run. What was the last Symmetrical Lance run? That was the one where I talked about... You gonna play? Yeah. That was the one where I talked about... What is that? What is the concept even called? What happened last time? Oh, man. Anyway, let's start up the run. What do they call that? It's in like the Elder Scrolls games. Can be redeemed for goods and services? Yeah, it can be redeemed for... Oh yeah, the force me to play a game is still not on there. I gotta open that up soon because I'm kind of running out of stuff to do. Although I do need to go finish to King's Quest. Hey, it's the person that wanted me to play King's Quest in here. Would you want me to just do a stream of that? Would that be okay? We can just like literally do it after this because I've been putting that off for way too long. Now, what do they call that in the Elder Scrolls where like enemies scale to your level? Well, that used to be a thing in Dead Cells, and the Symmetrical Lance was the episode that talked about it, and people did not like it. I don't know why, really. But it's just like that was an episode that had a lot of discontention with me talking about the enemy scaling in the comments. I don't know why. I think it was just because at that point in time people were kind of unsure if it even existed. But whatever. Point is, no more Symmetrical Lances. Ugh. I still got that unlisted, not unlisted, but like privated on the channel. You can just go watch that at some point in time if you want to, and go laugh at like old recordings of me. Maybe after the Bloodsword re-review. Does the Bloodsword really need a re-review? Its sword caused bleed. I feel like there's not really too much more to be said about that. Well, anyway, let's start off the actual crowbar. Honestly, the real reason that I don't do a Symmetrical Lance is because I like the memery of that more than anything else. So it should be an awesome weapon. It is an awesome weapon. It is, well, okay, it's not an awesome weapon. It's a good weapon. It's pretty all right, but to be honest, I'd probably take something like the War Spear, in exchange for that. Especially the War Spear now is like way faster and stuff. Okay, let's start this one up. All right, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. Tentacle and Swarm aren't the only things that have been changed up in this alpha. We also got stuff like Crowbar, Barnacle, Wings of the Crow, Explosive Decoy. And today, I'm going to be taking a look at the Crowbar. Maybe I can also find Wings of the Crow for the full-on double Crow run, but I'm going to be a little bit less less stringent about how I'm building the stats and everything compared to last time, with how it was kind of going right up until I got the Hokuto's bow, of course. No, I'm not going to be taking the Hokuto's bow again. I feel like that's... it doesn't seem like they've changed that since the last alpha, but considering how just absolutely ludicrously overpowered it was last time, I feel like it is that I should kind of put that back on the banned list, at least for right now. All right, so difference between this crowbar and the crowbar we all know and love is that this one also gets criticals whenever you stun an enemy, meaning that any sort of stunning-like mechanic is going to be pretty useful here. Although aside from the stun grenade, I can't really think of a consistent way of doing that. I suppose dropping down on enemies with that attack can work, but that's, you know, only in very particular circumstances where I can actually get the dive attack functioning like that for me. Still though, as you can see, damage ain't too bad. I mean, it is almost a little bit less, like 1.8 damage modifier on the critical, so that is a lot of extra damage that you can potentially get here. And yes, since last time, I did in fact figure out what the issue was with me being unable to slam down. There's a dive attack input right here. I had it on double tap for some reason. Yes, double tap is an option that you can have. I don't know, I don't like double tap. I was talking about this before I started out the stream. I think double tap is just too inconsistent. And more often than not, I saw that there, by the way. And more often than not, I usually just accidentally press it rather than doing it purposely. There's some of the old Castlevania games I remember having that, especially on the GBA, and it's like, something about, it's so much easier to press 2 buttons than try and press 1 button twice. But maybe that's just me. I don't know, it's the same thing with like using motion controls and everything. Never a huge fan of like the Wii because it always felt like it was never consistent enough for what I want to do. Of course, being a true gamer, I have to be extremely elitist, but okay. I don't know how that happened. I still got hit anyway, so whatever, but it had to be a true elitist, but okay, I don't know what's happening. How am I like dodging all these spikes? The hitbox is very generous, let's just say that. Even more so than I'm used to. Maybe that's also a new thing in the update. Yeah, a true gamer where I get very elitist about how accurate all my inputs are. That's why I have, like, you know, the monitors that have input delay of less than a microsecond or something like that. That's not true, but if I had the money, I definitely would be that sort of person. Who am I even kidding? But anyway. What's your favorite candy? John Candy, of course. Uncle Buck. I mean, who else? I don't know. Milky Way? American Milky Way. The one that's the... in other parts of the world, it's known as the Mars bar, I guess. That's kind of the one that I go for if I have anything. That or a Carmelo bar, which is a chocolate bar with caramel in it. I know, it's a very, very original name. But like, yeah, if I was gonna choose any one of those, I feel like something with chocolate and caramel is usually what I'll go with. Oh yeah, the stun parry, cudgel, right. I was trying to remember. It's like, what are the best items to try and get stuns here? Stun grenade, of course, is the first one that comes to mind, but it's like this. That would probably be a little bit more effective, all things considered. What are they? I mean, usually when you have stuns, it's also freezes. But I'm trying to think of, like, what things do only stuns alone? What's the sort of theory crafting that I'm doing in this particular run when it comes to trying to get the most out of the crowbar? Of course, it still does work with breaking down items on the floor as well as doors. And obviously breaking doors can stun enemies pretty easily too, but once again, sort of a little bit too inconsistent to want to use regularly. So like the stun parry shield thing, yeah. Stun, it's like, what else? That's obviously the one to gun for, though. More than anything else. I think that is going to be a very easy way to not only get to like defense for myself, not a whole lot of damage, of course, from the actual. Not give me combo for right now. Not a whole lot of damage, of course, from the actual shield itself, but that should more than make up for it with the amount of criticals that I'm getting. Emergency door, but that already procs critical by itself. Yeah. I mean, I remember when Crowbar was first introduced, the idea of trying to always get the emergency door to work with that was sort of the obvious synergy. But now Crowbar no longer even scales with tactics, so I mean, not that trying to build for damage with the emergency door would be a particularly good build anyway. I don't think it really ever was. Like, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, aside from stun grenade's always the first thing that comes to mind when I think of stunning, because stunning is usually something that does not do a lot by itself. It can be quite powerful. Certainly when I was using the stun grenade last time, like, you can stun enemies for quite a while, but then you don't have the slowdown. Hey, nice. You know, the slowdown that you do with stuff like the freezing, which is why it always kind of feels like stuns, you don't have the length, and of course, like, inability, the length that you get out of, like, rooting. Also, rooting usually has other pretty good properties to it that make it valuable. Stuff like the extra damage from the wolf trap, or even the surprising amount of damage over time that you can get from the root grenade. It's like stunning is just, well, enemies are stunned. And I don't know. That's why I like having something that should synergize a little bit better with it, but I just don't know what to use exactly. Some of that sweet legendary emergency door. Ah, yes. If there's one item that I really need to have scaling with 2 stats. Wow, this, at least I'm getting a good amount of, speaking of stats though, at least I'm getting a good amount in this run. Surely emergency door is going to be the most optimal one. Breaking enemies also stuns them. Yeah, just getting the basic breaches on stuff. And considering that this is a very fast weapon, that should not even be a very difficult thing to accomplish, especially as I'm getting a lot of extra damage here just from the challenge rifts alone. I mean, maybe that's the idea, that I shouldn't really be thinking, hey, what's the build that I need to... What's the build that I need... Okay, that's better safe than sorry. Oh, come on. I rolled that. You should have given it to me. Crow's Wing Slam Down. I don't think that would be high enough. I think... But yeah, like, maybe instead of just thinking about builds, what I should just be doing is thinking, hey, let's just hit enemies enough and then I'll get criticals automatically occasionally. That's not going to work against bosses, though. That's where having an actual build would work a little bit better. Hey, thank you, level 500 boss, for the sub. I love you. For the 2-month sub with Prime. But yeah, I don't know, like, what the optimal sort of build, because like I said, anything that gives you stun just by itself technically doesn't even scale with brutality, but at the same time should still work out anyway. Like I said, it's almost 2 times damage I'm getting with this, so Cudgel should at least be a really good choice, minimum. Anything else, I suppose, is just going to be gravy. Hey, I always say every single time with one of these nice, fast brutality scaling weapons, that sometimes just a nice, fast brutality scaling weapon is the most valuable thing that you can have. Because being able to attack quickly and consistently is, you know, good in this game. Think about, like, the struggles that I had with the Wrecking Ball and everything. That just, yeah, like, hey, I press the button to hit an enemy, and I hit an enemy. Spiked shield. Fun, but I'd rather have the money for right now. Really try and go find places with a lot of doors otherwise. Places I can slam down, anything like that. There is something to be said about an item that I think works more because of situations than because of builds. It sort of makes a crowbar, in some ways, I mean, at least the original version of crowbar, closer to like a skill-based weapon, as I always called them. You know, ones that get criticals based on something that has nothing to do with the circumstances in which you're using it, but are purely based on how well you can execute the critical for it. Stuff like, of course, the Valmont's Whip, stuff like the Nerves of Steel, very good example of that. And then, of course, you know, things that just require very, very basic, like, situational awareness. Spiked Boots, for example, and the Vorpan, you know, hitting enemies on the front, or like Assassin's Dagger, hitting enemies from the back. It's like, that's interesting, but once again, the major issue kind of comes in with the fact that it's not going to be very good against bosses. I mean, that's always kind of the major issue with anything that requires you to have very specific setups to actually function. I mean, in some ways that can make it better, like Wings of the Crow, where when you're fighting the Hand of the King, you're just kind of on the ground, and that makes it extremely valuable in that fight. But more often than not, it's just like, well, I need multiple enemies to get the critical. I don't have multiple enemies, I don't get the critical. That's why, you know, conceptually, an interesting idea. I think, like, more often than not, though, it doesn't really work out as well. That's, of course, like, stuff that was ultimately the downfall of the Spartan Sandals, for example. Enemies that... It works great on normal enemies, works very poorly on bosses. And that's why they eventually changed that up to working with bosses and stuff. Crows of the Wing, that's right. Woes of the Cring. Woes of the Cringe. This is the true. That's right, everybody. I just revealed the true name of the weapon. It's Woes of the Cringe. Okay. Do I want to go mess around with maybe going and fighting the Queen? Well, considering that it seemed like things might not have been working last time, I could have. There's also a good possibility that I might have just screwed up the inputs because I was panicking. But oh, come on now. There we go. Could always use the stun grenade. It's not doing damage anyway. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know. Stun grenade means that I'm going to be giving up a lot of probably better the skills, just so that I can get the hey, melee's clear. Nice. I mean, I'm not doing great on health. Also not doing great on my potion charges, but I am doing great on melees. That's at least not that big of an issue. The Crown of Leaves. It's like for when you're a little bit too squeamish to put on the Crown of Thorns. Okay. Try not to... Come on, I'm so close here. I'm so close to actually getting somewhere in this run. We just started here. I want to start with a good run, if nothing else. And besides, all of the stats, I don't want those stats to go to waste. That's so many stats, man. Oof. Oh, it's a questionable decision, but I might end up going with Alienation for the first time in a while. Not ideal. This is definitely the sort of build that would benefit a lot from, say, weapon that has lifesteal on it, and I would like to go look for that if I can go and find any shops. I have not found any shops, by the way, right now. You'll be playing Vampire Survivors? I was thinking about that, but like, I don't know. Have there been like a lot of good updates or anything coming out for that game as of late? Because I always think that it's like, I can get into a nice little grindy idle game like that, but at the same time, I don't know if anybody else is very interested in watching it. I was talking about recently maybe going back to... Oh, thank you. And you know, I already had like such low melees and everything. That's actually perfect. Okay. What's your favorite version of Spider-Man? First off, I do appreciate that you did in fact put the hyphen in Spider-Man. Everybody forgets about putting the hyphen in Spider-Man. But what is my favorite version? God, I don't even know. Like, I guess the version that I probably know the best is the 90s cartoon version, yes. I shouldn't have even... Well, I mean, I do want an upgrade for this first. Yeah. Gotta oil... If I get any sort of fire, that'd be really good. You know, I'm talking about, like, Spider Blood, Radioactive Spider Blood 1. It's like, that's the one I'm most familiar with, I suppose, than anything else. The one that couldn't punch people, so he had to shoulder tackle everybody. I feel like that's a very uninteresting answer, but I don't know what else I can say, really. I want to see Doc play something story-based. We just finished 13 Sentinels. How for what possible reason? How much more? Oh, what do I mean, I'll take Gastronomy and try and hope for the best here. Show some of that sweet Serenade. Oh, but the thing is, Serenade's just going to totally overwrite the Crowbar. It's supposed to be the Crowbar run, you know? Gotta. I feel like at this point in time, you know, speaking of which, we were doing this in the last stream too. Yeah, I should go bring out the Goosebumps. Yeah, sure. I should go bring out the Goosebumps dog thumbnail that I made for the original Crowbar run again. That'd be fun. I'm just thinking about that right now. I still do have that in the folder. Ooh, this is gonna be rough. This is going to be. Oh, I hate. Oh, this is truly terrible. I'm gonna go around the circle until I'm able to get my bombs back up. Maybe try and go for a hit here and there, but okay. Oh, I hate this, and I'm not even hitting the enemies that I'm trying to hit. Okay. Oh, I went for a parry too, just in case, but didn't need to. Okay. What's the longest visual we could get Dog to play? Umineko? Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. That's the one I was thinking of that would be literally the worst option, probably. Just because those things are like... those things count in the millions of words. Levels of visual novels, and that's... Oh, and like, I don't know, man. I remember when Umineko was still ongoing. Yes, I'm old. That it's like, that series seems like a mess. Like, it seems absolutely ludicrous, ridiculous. I am currently ridiculing it in how long and complex this sort of weird garbage that it gets into. Ha! Got the parry. Ah, didn't get the parry there. Rallied up most of the health, and I did take Gastronomy just as sort of a maybe an ill-advised type of thing, but I took it. What's your favorite weapon in Dead Cells? Oh, what would I even say? I usually just say whatever's the most powerful. I guess as of late, probably the weapon that I've enjoyed the most is Money Shooter. That's so incredibly powerful, and I like its weird gimmick. I think there's cool strategies that you can use with that, even though ultimately Midas Blood just kind of makes it trivial with the way at least I was using it. That's one powerful weapon. Gold Digger was also really cool as of late too. Like, you know, all-time favorite, I was like just using the plain old Alchemic Carbine. Alchemic Carbine is just, you know, it's got your damage over time. It's got your range. It's got your AoE. It's got everything you could possibly want in a weapon. And, you know, also it sets up synergies very well. It's a lot of really good stuff. But I mean, really, again, it's like I'm usually just biased. Hey, what's my favorite weapon? Whatever one that works the best. Whatever one's going to get me to the end of the game, baby. And I feel like that's a dumb answer. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Okay, man. Play something like Disco Elysium. I think Disco Elysium is legit a pretty good game. I've watched a couple. I've watched a full playthrough of it, and a couple other people, you know, do like parts of it. I do really appreciate that game. That said, I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know if I have. Okay. And it still hit me anyway. I don't know if I have too much to, like, contribute to it, you know? Aside from, hey, this is a really good game. Okay. I played Umineko when it was active. It looked like an absolute train wreck from an outsider, but I swear it digs you into the insanity without even knowing. I guess I can believe that. But I mean, you see how absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't want to say that my suspension of disbelief is lower than, like, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of the games I've played, whether it's Persona or like 13 Sentinels or whatever, always kind of ends with, I can't believe they're expecting me to, like, take this seriously. There was, I mean, I'll go point to the Futaba storyline in Persona 5, which I guess at this point in time I just understand that's just like an anime thing, that whole circumstance. But at the time I was like, this is the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen in a piece of fiction. And then I find out it's like, oh no, that sort of coincidence, that's just like an anime thing. And I'm just like, really? Ah, I don't know, man. You should play Yeek. Should I, though? Yeah, but, like, should I? Yeah, but I want you to look at me, and I want you to actually say, by the headache. What do you mean? I watched a full playthrough of that. I didn't even, like, play it myself. I watched other people play it. How can you say that, like... Come on, there we go. Oh yeah, one of the things, elites on first activating, they stun themselves very briefly. So that's kind of funny that this is sort of like an elite killer weapon in that way. Didn't even really think too much about that, but yeah, that is a one of those subtle mechanics in the game. I don't really think, once again, I don't really think that's a reason to be like taking this weapon, but something. All roads lead to P5 or Mario lore or Sonic lore, as we found out last time. During the Parabox stream, we did an entire thing where I do it on like the deep dive trying to figure out the ages of Sonic characters. Did you know that Amy Rose is supposed to be 8 years old? Now, Sonic is supposed to be 15. So, 1, wow. 2, like, the age of Tails' voice actor is canonically the age of Amy Rose. I want you to go in, well, in Sonic Heroes at least. So I want you to go and listen to what like Tails sounded like in Sonic Heroes. And I want you to imagine that Amy is the same age. What? Yeah, I know, right? Every one of the characters is roughly half as old as you think they should be, except for Rouge, who is 5 times as young as you think she should be. She's 18 years old. Rouge is supposed to be 18 years old. Rouge the Bat. Yes, the woman who sounds like a 45-year-old. She sounds like a 45-year-old divorced woman, like twice divorced woman. She's 18. That seemingly flirts with every single character that comes across her path. Now I get why Sonic doesn't like Amy. Could you imagine if that was a reciprocal relationship? That would be wacky. But man, okay, yeah. Rouge is a lounge singer from the 50s, right? Yeah. She's from the 50s. She was transported through time and also is an extraordinarily heavy smoker. Like she's like anytime she's not on screen, she looks like that one image of that guy who has like 100 cigarettes in his mouth. Okay. I hate that I'm doing this right now. I'm going to go find that image of that guy. No, we're not doing bits. We're not doing bits. I didn't mean to select that. I was just clicking back on the screen. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. His Japanese anime rules for Sonic is... Okay, Shadow is not newborn. Shadow is actually more than 50 years old, but I think physically he is like 17. I like the idea more that Shadow is supposed to be over 50, and it's just like, yeah, that's why he has the red highlights in his hair, because, you know, he's going through a midlife crisis and he's like dying to him. Try and get some of that youthful look back. But that's not. Oh man, you said that like all roads lead to Mario lore, and here we are talking about Sonic here. Next logical step is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. I mean, the thing is, okay, so obviously Mario does not take place in the real world, but Sonic does. So clearly the logical step is that Mario has entered into the Sonic universe for. Okay. We're not talking about it. We're not talking. Shadow is a Sonic clone. Oh, you said it. You said the thing. Okay, everybody. Shadow was originally created by Eggman's father, Gerald, Dr. Gerald, from the mural that appeared, based off of the mural that appeared in Sonic 3 in the what was that place called? Secret whatever zone, secret temple zone, I don't remember, and was collaborated on with what was that guy's name? Black Doom, I think, has appeared in Shadow the Hedgehog, who is an alien that comes from an asteroid that passes by Earth once every 50 years. Rouge is supposed to be an anthropomorphized Ella Fitzgerald. I can see it, but like, also, she's only 18 years old. He's not a clone, but he was built off of a mural that depicted Sonic in supersonic form fighting against Eggman in his, oh, here we go. In his Doomsday Zone robot. Shadow is Eggman's clone brother. More like clone uncle. Because remember, Gerald is Eggman's grandfather, not his father. Ooh, oh, I didn't get the hit. I rolled through the wall accidentally. Ah! But yeah, pretty much. So Eggman's father created somebody who could defeat his own son. I mean, the grandfather, not father. Who is Eggman's father? I don't think that's ever been explained. Gerald is actually super prolific in, about as prolific as Eggman in terms of mad scientistry. Let's just say that. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. His father seemingly was not. Maybe his father was just like an accountant. Who knows? You know, going back to once again, just like, please let me go back to 1 second with Amy being 8 years old. In the game Sonic Battle for the Game Boy Advance, seemingly Amy and Cream are roommates living in the city. Cream is 6 years old, and Amy is 8 years old. Did nobody tell them that? Anyway. Okay. Why do you have encyclopedic knowledge of Sonic lore of all things? I don't know. Because I think it's really funny. Because it's so weird, man. It's so weird. There are so many things that are so weird about Sonic lore. And I would love to talk literally for hours and hours, so please pay attention to the please pay attention to when I finally put up the Sonic 06 playthrough that I'm going to eventually have to do. Jump and run is no lore, no. I'm sorry, but unfortunately there is Sonic lore, and there's like a lot of Sonic lore. For God's sake, even in the games there's like Sonic lore. Remember there was like 5 games where Eggman's big goal was to try and create Eggman Land? That was in like the oh, that was so close. That was in like the Sonic Rivals, Sonic Colors, sort of era of Sonic Advance, maybe era of games. But like, yeah, they do try and set up like actual lore. Remember when they had like, remember in Sonic Forces, they had they had main villains from various points in the franchise, including for some reason the Lost World guy, who I don't even remember the name of. He was the green one. Like doing like a team up, except not really. It was all Infinite's doing. Encyclopedic knowledge. Sonic Unleashed? Oh, was it Unleashed? I thought Sonic Colors was the eventual point where we got the actual Eggman land. But I'm gonna be honest, that I'm not encyclopedic, but it's still not perfect. It's not perfect. It's just like I could probably recite to you an entire Wikipedia. We're doing so much Sonic. Jet the Hawk. Jet the Hawk is the protagonist. Jet the Hawk is a Babylonian who is an alien from Riders and Zero G. And was he in Free Riders? I don't even actually remember. I actually kind of like Jet, Storm, and the Lady Hawk that I don't remember the name of. Ooh, Cudgel, nice. Hey, finally, I'm getting like the full build that I need here. I kind of like him. He's got a very like cartoony sort of personality that I think works a lot better in the Sonic universe as opposed to like, I don't know, Princess Elise. They're aliens, yeah. They're aliens. The Babylonians are aliens. They established, they very much confirm that in Zero G. I don't think they ever appeared after Zero G. Well, Free Riders, but I don't really remember Free Riders that well. That was like a Connect game. So, you know, please don't blame me if I don't remember Connect very well. Like nobody does. Oh, okay. I was thinking there were more random animals. No. There's a lot of random animals that exist in there, but explicitly the Babylonians are all considered to be are all descendants of aliens. Now, does this include the characters from like Tails Adventure? Does that include Bean the Dynamite from Sonic the Fighters? I don't know. Hey, remember that one time in Sonic the Fighters where they had like 8 Chaos Emeralds? What's up with that? I don't think that was ever actually explained. Gotcha. But there could be a distinct possibility that every one of the anthropomorphic bird characters that exist in the Sonic universe are all descendants of Babylonians, and that means that they are all aliens. Ancient alien theories? I mean, here's the thing. There are a lot of ancient civilizations that exist in the Sonic universe. Just look at the Echidnas, like Tikal and everything. They also created characters like Emerald and whatnot. So, you know, it's not unheard of. But as far as I know, I'm fairly certain that the Echidna... Okay, enough with the Sonic lore already. It's just like... I think Kirby lore was... Oh, man. The thing is, it's like, Kirby does not have literally hundreds of games. Somebody did that. The last time I was talking about Sonic was... Somebody said in the comment section that it's like, okay, realistically, there's about 150 Sonic games. Which is pretty wild, if you were to ask me. Yeah, like if I was going to look at playing all of the Sonic games, there's about 150 of them. Sure. You've heard of games that have like annual releases. Sonic has like 5 releases annually. They did for years. It's just, it is a juggernaut of a franchise in a way that is stupid. Just like dumb. I can't believe that they did that for years and years. But anyway. Back to go get me that potion charge. Played Zero G so much I didn't understand the lore because I didn't understand the English, but I just like the style. I think those are legitimately like really good games. The Riders series is there are some interesting mechanics done with the whole racing gameplay, and stylistically, okay, I'll say this: it does have some kind of, it does have like a little bit too glossy of cutscenes in some ways, but got that you know, that Nintendo hire this man type of attributes to it. But they do look pretty good. They're like not bad games. But the story is also pretty wild if you do end up going back. Now if you understand, like, yeah, it's just like if you ever revisit the game, the stories are pretty wild and weird. It just happens in that one part of the Sonic world that happens to be futuristic flying cars and stuff. There's a part of the Sonic world that's like that. Why not? What are you saying? There can't be a part of the Sonic world that's like futuristic flying cars? Like, that's just a thing. That's just like a thing that happened. I love Sonic Riders. It's great. It's pretty great. I think Sonic Riders is a pretty great series. And I just like the way the characters that they introduced are not like Princess Elise sort of weird, realistic human characters. Just go over all the character ages. Start with Silver. Okay, Silver is, I think, 14 years old. He's Future Trunks. So, by the way, Silver is Future Trunks. I don't know if you realize this, but much like going with every other part of the Sonic franchise, which is informed entirely by how much they can make it like Dragon Ball, he's Future Trunks. And that actually makes a lot of sense given his whole disposition and even like the voice acting, if you ask me. Yeah, Cudgel's working pretty well. Like, Knuckles, I think, is like 16. Sonic is like 15. Shadow is like 17. Rouge is 18. Eggman, I don't know what his age was. It seems to be very inconsistent, but he's probably in like his 50s. Cream is 60 years old. The most unfortunately named of the Sonic characters, Cream the Rabbit. Tails is also 6 years old. He might be like 8 years old. He's definitely single-digit age, though. Yeah, like I said, Amy is 8. Other characters, I don't know. I wasn't really looking at their canon ages. Eggman is 21. That's what it initially said when I was... Oh, Vector is 20. Vector is 20 because... And I think Big the Cat is also 20 years old. Which, like, yeah, that's kind of what I would expect for most of the characters in that series, but here we are. How old is Vanilla? Like I said, I don't even know, like, the canon... I don't even know if Vanilla is canon at that point, because like I said, in like Sonic Battle, which, you know, Gemerald is in Sonic Adventure 3, and Vanilla is only a part of the Adventure, Advance, is in Advance 3. It's like, I don't think there was like ever anything established as if she's like really canon, and in Battle, like, Cream is a roommate with Amy. So, you know. Oh boy. Eggman looks about 25 going by anime age rules. Yeah, I mean, just like whenever you think of a character's age, just like cut it in half. That's how old they are. The anime rules, yes. Hey, Brimley, we're talking about Sonic for some godforsaken reason. Do I even want to? Let's keep it simple. Let's keep a simple one. Did Sonic and Tails ever get a GF? I don't believe Sonic is capable of romantic relationships. Tails, I know in like the anime or something, he dated like a plant girl. I don't know anything about the anime. I'm going to be real with you. But also he's a child, so no. But yeah, it's like at one point in time when I was looking online, they said like Eggman is 21, but it's just like, no, that can't be true. And then when I tried to look into it more, I couldn't find anything else to confirm that age. So I don't know, man. Oh boy. Let's just go with stun here. Make this nice and simple. Should also look at maybe upgrading the I'm gonna have to call this episode more Sonic lore again. Oh, why do I keep doing this to myself? I think Sonic lore is... I think lore of games like this is really funny. If you go and ask me to explain like lore of an actual serious franchise, though, I'm not going to know anything. I'm 22 and I'm feeling like 60. You know, don't even know how old I am. Anyway. Hey, Nyron. Welcome to just the Sonic stream. I started up this stream with like without any ideas, and then it's just like, okay, let's do a crowbar run, and now it just turned into Sonic. We're talking about Sonic. Any cheats builds to pass 4 Vossel, easiest way possible. I mean, I was just actually just talking about like some of the best weapons in the game earlier. Chem Carbine, Hokuto's bow, give you a lot of range, give you a lot of killing power, even when you are literally nowhere near the place that you're actually firing off those poisonous bullets. And of course, with Hokuto's bow, you can just shove that in the backpack and still get full use out of it. And aside from that, I think that if you're going to use a shield, Blood Shield is very good, although that's not going to be tactic scaling. But like Thunder Shield, also incredible. Rampart doesn't necessarily need to be tactic scaling to get the most out of it. But you can also just go and get a money shooter with everything else. I think that maybe even more so than the... yeah, as long as you got Midas Blood, maybe even more so than like the nah. Can't remember the name of it. Electric Whip. Oh, come on, that was such a go-to for so long. Electric Whip is a really excellent weapon. I would definitely recommend that, but I think Money Shooter at this point in time might be even better. It was tearing through enemies at a rate that I could not even imagine the last time that I was using it. Now, these are all, of course, tactics-based runs, which you might not want to go with. You want to go with like a little bit more tanky build. Survival, of course, has stuff like Giant's Whistle. And... oh yeah, don't forget about Poyo Power. Poyo Power is also very good. Yeah, stuff like trying to go for Shovel, I think, is a really great weapon. Seismic Strike is a really great weapon. Of course, like Giant Killer, if you're having trouble against bosses, can be absolutely amazing. Colorless weapons, if you happen to go into the distillery, which might not be the best idea, but if you have a good enough run to do so, you can always go into the distillery, get like a colorless barrel launcher, and that's one of the best weapons you can possibly get against the Hand of the King. Makes it pretty easy to cheese that out. But of course, if you're going for the 4th boss cell, you do have to fight the giant, so that's just for completing 4 boss cells, of course. What else? War Spear, really good. Nutcracker, really good. That build where you just end up using a good combination of the Wolf Trap and Maw the Deep or the Nutcracker still works very well into high cell difficulty. And you can blitz down enemies before they can even react to you most of the time. Go combine that with stuff like the Giant Whistle, and you can kill enemies without even needing to be anywhere near them. It's an amazing combination. If you want to go for the combination of the two, Brutality, I think, is maybe one of the most consistent ways to get a really good run going. Spite Sword and Face Flask is, of course, a combination that I think is hard to beat in any build. But, of course, Spite Sword, just like with high rally, especially taking like recovery, is excellent build. Swift Sword, you can always use with like Adrenaline to pretty much get constant micro heals out of that, but still pretty good heals. Trying to throw stuff into the backpack, you know, with life steal components to it. Also very, very good combo. Sadistic Dagger plus the classic, one of the just absolute classics. Sadistic Dagger plus Open Wounds. Just amazing combination. Will output damage more than you could possibly imagine with some of the other builds. Hokuto's Gauntlets, of course, very easy to fulfill critical condition. Nice, fast weapon will do you very nicely. What else? What other really good builds that you could end up using? Frantic Sword. That's more of a 5 boss cell thing, but very good. What else? There are so many good builds. Think about just damage over time. Try and come up with any sort of I'm trying to think of what the name is. Try and think of like any sort of way that you can get the critical working for you with any sort of consistency, and you can get a good run going. And then, of course, if you just go for legendary items, and you go for like a good survival build, you end up going into the Fractured Shrines and get like a good legendary item. Those things can be some of the most powerful builds that you can see in the entire game. There are plenty of ways that you can get colorless weapons in the game, and going with a survival build with that, you know, trying to hit up gastronomy, trying to hit up necromancy, you can just plow your way through the game. That's a little bit more RNG focused, so it's not going to be the most consistent thing, but if you're looking for just easy ways to get through the game, you cannot go wrong with just survival, and then hit up all the cursed chests, hit the Fractured Shrines, try and make a build for like the most idealized damage version of a legendary item possible, and then just go find like a colorless turret somewhere, and you're set. You're set. You don't need anything else. That's the ball game, baby. Take a hit and just like deal out damage. Like, think of all the times that I've gotten a legendary Poyo power. Think of all the times that I've gotten legendary, like a explosive decoy, for example. Something that you wouldn't really even think is like a super powerhouse, but just being legendary alone makes it an incredible, like a boss killer on a level that is able to take down any enemy you come across. And that includes like up to the Queen. That includes up to like spoiler bosses. There's many good options there. But again, that's the RNG focused one. You can go with a lot more traditional type of builds in case you're looking for something that'll you can do every run rather than just one. Snake Fangs plus Boyzek. Hey, Snake Fangs is great. It's a good fast weapon, but it can be a little bit lesser in terms of damage than you might want. But of course, that's why it's like you have so many other weapons that give you good critical damage, and the criticals are extremely easy to achieve, etc. and so on. Plenty of good options. Instructions uncleared, forced R&B. No, not the R&B, the rhythm and blues. And died in prisons in the 14th row and run. That's Dead Cells for you. I just want to wait until this update's actually in the proper, properly released play with continue mode. Just saying, it's not a terrible idea. I think Assault Shield would be too fast. I never really liked Assault Shield all that much. I know that Assault Shield is a good fast weapon, but for me, I don't know. It's like it always ended up. I'd rather just have like a shield, like a blood shield. Blood shield just gives you good damage, lets you enable good synergies, etc. and so on. I like that one. Like shields, Rampart is one of the best defensive shields. Blood Shield's one of the best offensive shields. Thunder Shield, you need to have 5-cell mode, so I guess that's probably not an option. There's a lot of good stuff, though, that you can end up taking. Give me Vengeance and... do I have some to... No synergy with Open Wounds, though. So give me Combo. Combo's also just like an easy way to get a lot of extra damage. Elon bought Twitter. Yeah, what's up with that? I mean, I'm going to be real with you. The only reason I ever go on Twitter is just to post when I'm going live on streams. Like at this point in time, I actually just straight up, at this point in time, I actually just straight up block like the recommended, the trending tags and whatever too. So I don't even see them. It's really just a totally perfunctory theme. But still, even that has managed to get into my sphere of knowledge. What's up with that? And the game list used to be like 30 games long. There's only 2 left that you're able to play. Yeah, I'm finally doing it, baby. 2 of those games, Betrayer and Sexy Brutale, are ongoing, even though I have them all recorded. I'm also doing Parabox right now, which is a puzzle game that is all just about, that is, just something I want to do because I like that game. I think it's fun. But like, yeah, if the person who originally wanted me to play King's Quest, do you mind if I do that on stream? If you're in stream right now, do you mind if I do that on stream? Because I've been putting it off too much otherwise. This weirdo finishes games. I finish all the games that I play. You know, I have like a Steam list that I'm constantly adding completed games to and everything. Oh, actually finally making it happen. After so many years. Well, 2 years. Judging you right now. Fair enough. Did you finish DMC5? No. My computer can't handle that game. I tried playing it on stream and it just... Okay, that was a little bit slower than I thought. Computer, I tried playing it on stream and it just was like a slideshow. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to play that one. Wait, I'll go get a better computer or something. I hate this. I actually managed to get out of there without taking damage though. Huh, how about that? Okay, man. Oh. Here we go. Here we are. Trying not to die here. What kind of parts do you have? You can go back and look at the... if you really want to see like the exact specs of the computer, you can go back and look at the Minecraft videos where, you know, the F3 command shows them all in their unsightly glory. I gotta upgrade my computer at some point in time, but right now I don't have a job, so you know. I just got called earlier today being like, hey, that job that we thought you had, you don't got it. Fell through. So, you know. Pay hands. It was a good job too. It was like, oh yeah, they're gonna have you come in for like the first 2 weeks, and then it's just gonna be like whenever you want to do it because it's all remote work. And it pays like $22 an hour. I'm just like, oh sweet. This job sounds great. Now they just call me today and they're like, nope, didn't work. Sorry. We are also frustrated about this too, to be honest. Finding jobs, man, I tell you. They're the worst. The worst. I just bought a beefy-ass graphics card. One of the things I'm afraid of when it comes to buying graphics cards is that I know that a lot of like the really good ones are in super limited supply because of, well, Bitcoin mining. So, you know, that sucks. I mean, yeah, but it's also like, you know, I've been looking for a job for a while here. And I'm trying to be picky about it and everything, which is why I'm trying to go for the best one possible. This is hardly the first time it's happening. That's just the normal part of the whole, like, job looking process. What I'm saying is, it ain't the first time, ain't gonna be the last time. Such is the way of the world. What else? I do have a cherry down there. Go for that one right now. Yeah. Would like a little bit more healing than this, though, if I could possibly get it. I don't know if this is like 15% is an ideal amount. Nope. But like, yeah. No, the person who wanted me to play the for some reason, okay, no, never mind. Did actually, I thought I stunned that guy by teleporting on top of him. I think I actually just hit him hard enough to have an auto stun on there. Kind of like that part of this weapon. Not one that you really think about happening a lot, but I feel like it's coming up more than I think. I also just do have good stats here, too. I should be well over 30 by the end of the game. Problem is actually going away. GPUs are becoming more accessible, and they're becoming close to MSRP. Ooh, boy. Well, next gen's GPU, so you can upgrade soonish if you want. Maybe I'll just wait for that. I mean, after all, it's like, I don't think anybody's really champing at the bit to watch me play Doom right now, right? Is anybody really excited about me about watching me play Doom right now? GPU is good enough to play King's Quest. It's the new King's Quest. It's not the old King's Quest. I know. If you were hoping that I was gonna end up playing like 1991 King's Quest, don't get me wrong, that'd be fun. But no. There was like an episodic version of it that came out back in 2016, and that was the one that I was asked to play. Ugh. Get rid of that now. How good is Crowbar? I feel like I have a lot of stats, but I feel like I'm actually, the Crowbar's not working too bad. Like, I am really blitzing down enemies, as you can see. But I also do have really good stats, so kind of hard to say. But yeah, getting an extra critical now that I have critical on stun. Okay, come on. Critical on stun, I feel like, is making a difference. Just kind of knocking enemies around and knocking them into, like, hit stun states. I feel like it's happening. Like, it's happening with consistency. Couldn't really tell you, though. It's still, like, a nice fast weapon. It works well. If you're in a place with a lot of doors, it does good crits, too. So, you know, there's stuff here. Like, for example, like, look at that. One-shotting these fools. Get down here. Like, elites get automatically stunned when they're turning into elites, and when they attack you and when you, like, attack them for the first time, so that makes it really easy to take them out. It's not bad. It ain't too shabby. I think that this is a perfectly usable weapon now. It is not like it's not the equivalent of, say, using the, what else we got? It's not the equivalent of, like, using the tentacle, which I feel like is still a little bit lacking, you know. Absolutely we are. To be honest, I joined even if you're streaming paint drying. Watching paint dry is a game that actually exists. It is an RPG Maker game. I've seen it before. But no, we're not. Oh, come on. Now, I know there's not that many of you that's going to watch literally anything. I saw the 13 Sentinels numbers. I know. It's over. Stop talking about 13 Sentinels. It's already done. But still. Oh. It wasn't a stream? Yeah, but would you guys join if it was a stream? I feel like that would be even worse. Hey everybody, it's part 35 of the 13 Sentinels stream. Yeah, that should be good. We're at a point in the game where it might seem like it doesn't make sense, but actually that's the entire game, even from moment one. Hey, nice. You ever play the Yakuza games? I haven't watched a playthrough of the first 2 Yakuza games, so I am familiar with it. But like, a little bit too... There we go. No, actually get the hits there. Ah! Ah! I'm trying to go in too hard on this. Clearly, that's making kind of a... Hey, thank you, Mattia. For the sub. I love you. Subscribe for 3 months. Oh my god. Oh wow. I don't even know what happened there. Very brief stun, which is kind of one of the frustrating things with stuns. They never really last as long as you want them to. Such is the way of the world. Ah, that was not ideal. There we go. Not bad. Oh, man. Oh, dude, I watched Persona to where... Hey, you didn't... Hey, wait, you didn't watch past where it converted to the Royal? You get to hear all of the... You didn't get to hear, like, the Space Jam cast and... God, just everything that... Oh, my God, that series. Oh, my God, that series was just... I didn't want spoilers. You didn't watch after you played it? I gotta tell you, Brimley, if you do end up watching it, I did not turn around on the game at all. In fact, it actually got worse. So, just as a fair warning. Do you think Time Gear Swords are stacked scaling? I would think that they would probably be, like, survival scaling. They're like gigantic golf swing swords. I Hard to say. Let's go into the castle. Now get my hands on Royal. It's just, I really don't think you should watch it. Brimley, I know you like that game, and it's just like, that's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to just endlessly insult something that somebody likes, but I also really don't like Persona 5. I'm sorry, everybody. But, you know, it's like even, it gets pretty harsh. Okay. Oh, come on, please. Video game. I can't believe you've done this to me. I'm so disappointed in you. Damn it. Well, I don't think that's entirely true, because I think that the end game Royal content is legitimately better than the actual end game content, which I thought was, oh boy. But like, hey, the new, how to put this without saying any spoilers, the new dungeon content I liked. I still had umbrage with it, but not as much. You know, it's like, once again, I don't want to, I'm not like the angry video game nerd here, where everybody watches my stuff because they want me to get mad or something like that. I like a lot of stuff about Persona 5. I genuinely think that the battle system and like the design and everything for the dungeons and whatnot is great. It's all great. Hell, the design for everything in the game is great. Everything looks fantastic and is really a treat for the eyes and ears. But you know, I watch for the commentary. Oh, but that, it gets really bad though. Still gotta go finish up the transcripts too. I've been trying to force myself to work on that, but I haven't really been successful. Oh man. From about episode 80 or so. Yeah, elites are actually easier to kill with this weapon. Also, we talked about, like, even in 13 Sentinels, I think, about like how I thought that the final storyline was a big step up from a lot of the other stuff that appeared in the game. Overall, like, the new characters, I think, they're better. They're better. They're not like one-sided garbage like a lot of the other characters in the game. I don't want to be the guy that's just like, this streamer hates he hates it. He hates Persona 5. I mean, I do. Make no mistake. But still. Rolling through a pack into a slow-ass spike ball trap is extremely relatable content. Oh, man. Oh, my God. You know, at the same time, it's like I've played this game enough that I know that the hitboxes are all kinds of funky. Like they're oatmeal chunky when it comes to dead cells on some of these traps. Usually I would be able to get through it though, you know? Gotten Dr. Rant about Persona without fail. It's not hard. I used to have that point reward on the channel just for make me stop talking about Persona. Let's keep going, keep going. Okay. But, oh, you're gonna become a full-time Diablo Immortal? What is Diablo Immortal? Is that the Diablo 4 thing that they were talking about? Is that like the mobile one? Which, oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Anyway. Blizzard. Oh man. You got phones, right? Well, you don't. I've never actually played a phone game before. If I played that game, that would be the first phone game I've ever played. Ooh, I'm good. So it's like that would be something. Doc hates Persona Firebird. Well, when you do a 117-part series on a game you don't like. No, okay, but not enough people had phones. So I can continue my streak of never playing a phone game. Ah! Stun grenade helps out a lot with these guys. Okay. All right. You used to like it, it just disappointed you? I always say, it's just like, man, you want to go post do you want me to go post like a picture of the box for the original Persona 3? Not the original Persona, I wasn't that much of a fan. Also, that's quite a long time ago. But like, I got vanilla Persona 3. I can go show you, the one that came with like the concept art book. I got it. Bought Persona 4 when it came out too. Did this entire thing with Persona 5 where I had like Japanese and English transcripts of the entire thing. Because I was just like, well, this of course is going to be a game I love so much. Whew. Say it disappointed me is putting it lightly. But anyway. Gotta stop talking about this again. Too much. Anything else? WoW streamers play Days of WoW and they all hate that. Yeah. But it's not going to be a multiplayer game though, so at least I won't have to deal with that. As always. But man, I don't even know anything about that game. I'm going to be real with you. All I know is that was like Diablo 4, but then it's not Diablo 4. It's a phone game. Like, what does it mean that it's a phone game, you know? Actually, I don't know. But, no, I don't think I'm going to play Diablo Immortal. I guess I'll throw that one on the table right now. No, I don't think that's going to happen. All right. Combo is probably not really doing me that much good at this point, but wow, whatever, it's fine. It's probably working well. Blizzard was recently bought out by Microsoft, weren't they? I don't even, like, I thought that would have changed. Did that change anything? I don't even know. I'll be honest, I have not really been paying attention to it. Wow, you didn't even get stunned by that at all, did you? Oh, okay. Well, I know that it was a very brief stun you would usually get on the Hand of the King, but I guess he does not actually get stunned at all. Nope, not even a little bit. Okay, well, this weapon might have a little bit of problems against this character if I wasn't doing so good, of course, on stats so far. Stats, though. Great. Yep, they were. So I guess it's just kind of still business as usual? Huh. What a tumultuous time for that company. Anywho. Actually, do you think Immortal has multiplayer world bits? Well, then you can't make me play it. I refuse to play anything that has multiplayer in it. So I started working for airlines. Now I play stuff like COD Mobile with 50-year-old coworker. I have so much downtime. Oh man, I mean, I don't know. For me, whenever I got like so much, whenever I had like downtime during job or whatever, I would just watch videos instead. Because of course, like I said, it's like I don't just make videos. I also watch so many of them. As of recent, it's been actually a lot of Sonic. Yep. How do you think I know so much about Sonic? It's because I've just been watching non-stop LPs of Sonic games as of late. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Okay. Let's see if I can get rid of these guys before anything happens. Okay. Oh, stun grenade at least works for those guys pretty well. How else would you remember individual story bits from Sonic Battle? Or Sonic Rivals, for God's sake. Ah! Come on. Still, like, Sonic Rivals was, like, one of the last times that we actually got to see, you know, Silver and even, like, Rouge in a story. Anything. Let's be honest here. You know, I gotta say, I never actually hated the Sonic friends that much. You know, anytime that we had characters like Rouge, like Cream the Rabbit, like Big, like any of those. I don't know. Silver, Espio. I liked them. That was always like a big point of contention though for anybody playing the series. It's just like, oh man, why are there so many of these other characters that I do not care about? Yeah, but for me, it's like, I feel like they added something there. They were fun in their own right. Also, maybe that's just because I like lore. Maybe that's just because of the lore thing again. Like, hey man, I just want to... Oh no, this is terrible. Well, technically he's actually stunned right now. Yeah, okay. Stunned even... I did not realize the stun grenade even works through shields. That's actually kind of useful to know. I don't know how good that's going to be, but I don't know, if I'm having trouble dealing with librarians or if I have a bad weapon for that, that's something to consider. Because that certainly makes dealing with him in a melee context a little bit easier. I don't know. Oh, is it this though? At least I got one of the... At least I got one of the keys down, the alien key, and then one of the potion charges back on top of that. Oh, man. I'm feeling pretty good in terms of how I think this run is going. There is something, again, to be said about the fact that I have so many stats right now. I think that's always kind of important to mention, because stats erase a lot of sins of a weapon. However, even aside from that, I feel like I'm doing... I have enough opportunities to get stuns and everything, even if it's just through hit stunning enemies, that it's actually working out pretty well. There's not like a whole lot of times that I want to say the stun grenade is going to be more worthwhile over a... Please. Over a lot of other options, but this definitely feels like it's doing well. It's pulling its own weight. I like it is what I'm saying. Feel like I would recommend this item, especially doing 100,000 damage here and everything. Yeah? Ooh, I do not like how many enemies are here right now. Ha! Yeah, let's go all in, baby. All damage. Good. All right. So about 30,000 per hit, but then 80,000 per second. Yeah, that makes sense. No, let's not hit that one yet. I want to wait at least a little while before I decide to start using all of the healing that I got. After all, I'm not even quite at 50% just yet. I got one more area to go explore here before I go back to the tower. Okay. Although, you guys got any cool crowbars in here? Mayhaps? Just one? Nothing, really. Well, I guess I got a pretty good version of this regardless. Drop down here. Okay. Yeah, not bad. 50,000 when I actually have the stun going on. Oh boy. Not the one I wanted. Oh, hey, thank you, Dad Video, for the raid. I love you. Wait, no, is that... do I say I love you after getting a raid? I don't know. It doesn't happen very frequently around here. You know what? Yeah, sure. I love you. Man. Finishing up. Unfortunately, we are about to finish up this run here, so, you know. This is Labs of Astro. It sure is. Actually, just about at the end of the run. So, unfortunately, this is kind of a bad time to do a raid. But, whatever. I at least get to see the best parts of the run, I suppose. When I actually complete it. I'm just going to say, I'm probably going to complete this run. I feel pretty good about this. And the stun grenade is also definitely working out well, too. Yeah, 3 potion charges. Excellent, excellent, excellent stats. Ways to deal with librarians, maybe the most important of all. It's looking pretty alright. This I don't like as much, though. Yeah, I knew you were going to go for it. That's okay. Okay. And one more. Oh, stun grenade is awesome. I don't know. I feel like I always kind of... Maybe I kind of underestimate the stun grenade, because I always want to just take the freeze grenade instead. But, you know, especially with the reworked crowbar, it's not working too bad. It ain't too shabby. Please, just kill him already. Oh, man. You mean the throw? We'll see. I feel like I'm probably not going to throw this one. Are you... Oh, no, I'm throwing this one. Okay, no, that's fine. It's fine. I'm not throwing this one. Not yet. Oh. Yeah, maybe I got to reevaluate stun grenade a little bit. It has really been working, to be honest. Who knows? Who knows? Just grab everything then and... Oh, what to do? 70% is fine for good. Heart of Ice, Rex Boss bosses. Actually, yeah, that would... Well, it depends because, you know, I remembered that, like, Hand of the King didn't get stunned much, but I didn't realize that it didn't get that Hand of the King does not get stunned at all from the grenade, which is sort of a problem. I think that's not going to be quite the case here, but... Hey. Don't understand Heart of Ice. It reduces cooldowns when you hit enemies that are stunned, frozen, whatever. I mean, it's like the fact that stunning is a lot more consistent. Like, frozen, stunned, or rooted. Okay. Yeah, because when you hit an enemy that's frozen, they get unfrozen. So this is a lot more consistent with that. Would probably be a lot better for, you know, getting a lot more cooldown reduction and everything with that. Yeah, let's go with that, and then the usual. Although, recovery might be good, too. Hey, Kinslayer. Nice ass emoji. Welcome to, unfortunately, again, the end of the stream here. We're right at the final boss. You can hit multiple times when stunned. Yeah, and I mean, you know, usually stun has, like, the stun duration plus 50% and everything. It's... But, you know, a lot of like, there are just some bosses that don't get stunned. That's the thing. All right. Let's get to it here. And then I can go post this up with the warning that, yes, I do again talk way too much about Sonic in this one. Can you blame me, though? Ooh. Gotta make sure I don't get locked into a... Okay. Oh, yeah, he also gets stunned doing that, too. I do have Cudgel for good reason. Let's do the thing already. Come on, baby. Okay. That should be enough to get him into the next phase, right? No, not quite. Come on, next phase already. There we go. Get some of that good damage. Oh, really? Right as soon as I did that. Okay, one more. Come on. One more run. Nah, we've been doing pretty good for runs right now, I feel like. Come on. Come on. Get some good stuff. Oh, got me there. It's okay. I got... There we go. Hey, that worked this time. Not that I'm even entirely sure why it didn't work last time. Whatever. It's fine. Damn, so close. Crowbar crits after a door break and stun. That's a new thing in the alpha. That's why I'm playing on the alpha right now. Want to kind of like work with the work with some of the new weapons. Not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. Pretty good, but not quite perfect. Still though, ain't too shabby. All right. And yeah, I think the changes to the crowbar pretty good. So yeah, I mean I haven't killed him, but I've seen the fight so many times, so I don't really care if it's spoilers. I mean, that's also not the true ending, in case you're still playing the game. So something to look forward to. But yeah, that is pretty much all I was planning to do for the stream today. There's always about 2 hours, and then end it. So yeah, hopefully they got the alpha a little bit better. We'll see how that goes though. Still kind of having that same problem with the custom mode and everything, it seems. No game list? Well, I mean, I kept asking if the person that wanted me to play King's Quest was here. Could have done that, but like, Extreme, it's nice to stop by again. Yeah, nice to have you around. Did you lose? No, I won. Shut up. Don't have a little bit more faith in me here. Really now. But yeah, okay. That's the end of the stream, everybody.